Hello, everybody. How are you? Here we are. It's Wednesday, August 27th, and Thursday, August 28th, and welcome. Live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. This is another edition of Time Out Over Time on the Time Out Over Time YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. And if you haven't done so yet, first of all, thank you so much for watching and listening. Get down there in the corner. Would you please do me a big favor and smash that like and subscribe button? As you can see, we're 3 subscriptions away from hitting that magic 100 mark. I'd like so much to get to there before Labor Day. With your help, we can get it done. So tell your friends, whatever. Let them know what an informative venue this is. And again, I can't thank you enough for watching and listening. I think we'll get baseball out of the way first here. I guess the real losers last night were the folks that stayed up late, well after midnight, and watched that crap of a game last night, or listened to it. Pardon me. If you were watching or listening, you know that the Athletics scored 3 early runs off of Charlie Morton. Riley Green hit a monstrous 471-foot grand slam in the 3rd inning. Tigers took the lead, but only for a few minutes. In the blink of an eye, it was 5-4 again. Colt Keith hit a home run in the 5th inning to tie the game. They went to extra innings. Tigers scored a run in the top of the 10th, as most teams do. Athletics came right back. First guy up with a ghost runner. It's a pardon me, a single to left field. Boy, Riley Green. It's hard to knock his defense. He's been very good defensively, as I'm sure you know, but he made a horrible throw to the plate in an attempt to get a runner. He had no chance of throwing out. It was a bad throw anyway. So naturally, the guy that hit the ball ends up on second base. Will Vest proceeds to make a long story short, walk in the winning run. That was the game. Doesn't matter what Tiger team is out there or whether or not they're playing in Oakland or Sacramento. They just cannot beat the Athletics. Just can't. And I can't. Yeah, the Athletics have some pretty good young hitters, but their problem has been pitching. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't offer you a viable or plausible reason as to why they can't beat the Athletics. They just can't, especially out there. I guess the only good news is tonight's the last game of the season against them and out there anyway. But after the game tonight, they'll be flying to Kansas City where they'll begin a series with the Royals on Friday night. Casey Mize going tonight. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I have a very good feeling about the game. Starting pitching and the relief pitching have both been bad the last 3 games. Now they've lost 3 in a row after getting back to 25 games over. Now they're just 22 over. Yeah, I don't know. Again, we've got the inconsistency of the starting pitching and now the bullpen. Charlie Morton did strike out. What did he strike out? 5 or 10 and then 5 or something like that. He was okay, but they need one of these starters to go out there and pitch 6 or 7 scoreless innings. That's what I'd like to see, and that's what's going to take to break this string of losses right now. One of these starters is going to have to step up and give them 6 or 7 solid innings. Will it be tonight? I doubt it, but we'll see. That's all I can tell you. So what are they now? Let's see, when they began this road trip, I think they were 70, 78, and 54. I think now they're 78 and 57. Maybe they're 79 and 57. I don't know. I'll have to go back in and check that again. But they're 22 games over 500 right now. I do know that. So, and as we speak, I think they've got a 9.5 game lead on the Royals. So much for baseball. Let's do this. Can you see this? Can you all see this? Can y'all see this? Okay. Let me hold this back a little bit. There we go. Right there. As you can see, Frank Beck's 10th annual First Responders Tribute Golf Scramble is Saturday, September 20th at White Oaks Golf Course. That would be 3 weeks from Saturday because Saturday is the 30th. 21 days later is the September 20th. Anyway, White Oaks Golf Course, all proceeds go to the Hillsdale Fire Department Station 3. Registration begins at 8. The shotguns start at 9, $240 per team. You see or call Frank Beck Chevrolet to register. Please, folks, if you're a golfer, I couldn't promise you a better time. Let's hope for really great weather. It should be. And, White Oaks Golf Course, like it's for a good cause. Frank Beck Chevrolet 10th Annual First Responders Tribute Golf Scramble. Saturday, September 20th, White Oaks Golf Course. All proceeds, as I said, go to the Hillsdale Fire Department Station number 3. Registration, if you're not pre-registered, you can do that if you go to the dealership or call in there. But if you're not, registration begins at 8, shotguns start at 9. So call or get in there, get registered, get all the details. Great cause. I'll be reminding you of it the closer we get to it. So Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is the #1 selling Chevrolet dealer in our immediate tri-state area. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance in downtown Jonesville on the corner of M99 and US 12. 517-849-1000. Barrett Insurance. That's barrettins.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. As I said, on the corner of US 12 and M99 in downtown Jonesville. 517-849-1000. That's barrettins.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Now, football. Locally here, of course, the high schools will get underway tomorrow night. Could be a little wet tomorrow night. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow. So it might not be the best of weather tomorrow night. Too bad they weren't opening up tonight, but it's not a perfect world. I don't know what Andy and Shed will be doing their game of the week tomorrow night on WCSR 92.1 FM, but I don't have it's the Pittsburgh game. Whoever Pittsburgh's playing, that's the game they're doing tomorrow night. So give that a listen on WCSR. High schools get underway, and then of course on Friday night the Spartans of Michigan State take on Western Michigan. What time that game starts? 7:30, I think. Yeah, at Spartan Stadium. It's on the Big Ten Network, and then Saturday night. At 7:30 on NBC, you've got the beginning of the Bryce Underwood era in Ann Arbor as he makes his first collegiate start against the University of New Mexico Lobos. Michigan is almost a 40-point favorite in that game. I neglected to say, too, Spartans are almost a 3-touchdown favorite with Aiden Shiles as their quarterback, of course. His second season here. Almost a 3-touchdown favorite against Western. Hey, by the way, Aiden Shiles last year, I think if he can cut down on the turnovers, I think the Spartans might have a shot at winning 6 games this year and going to a bowl game. But he was kind of a turnover machine last year. I think he threw 13 TD passes and 11 picks. That's not going to get it done. Pardon, that's not a very good ratio. No. Anyway, that's the big game on Saturday. Of course, is at noon. 1 versus 2 on Fox. Texas at Ohio in Columbus to play the Buckeyes. That's the starting off with a biggie, big one. Last I looked, I think the Buckeyes were about 1.5 favorite in that game. So anyhow, okay, and let's get this out of the way first before we talk about the Lions, shall we? As you know, we wouldn't be doing this show without the assistance of Quality PC and Tim Lilly and his staff in downtown Hillsdale at 37 Walton Street, directly across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive, 517-610, pardon me, 5372. Any tech service at all you need, this is the place you want to go. This is the only place to go for tech services, whatever it may be. Computers to reuse, flat screen TV, money, programming, perhaps you're changing internet providers, you need that installed, printers, or anything at all. Just get in there and see them. It's the only place to go for tech services in our area. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, 37 Walnut Street, 517-610-5372, or as I said, better yet, get in there and see them directly across from Fat Jack's Automotive. Get in there and see them for any tech issues you have. Tell them me and Mickey sent you, will you? Thank you very much. Lions. I guess we found out early this morning when we found out that they had traded Tim Patrick to Jacksonville, that the Isaac TeSlaa era has begun in Detroit. So when the Lions take the field at Lambeau on September the 7th, a week from Sunday, the top 3 receivers will be Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and Isaac TeSlaa, the rookie. Baptism under fire, huh? I understand he had a very good exhibition season or preseason. You might rebut that or argue he was playing against a lot of second and third stringers. Well, let's look at that. Most of what he did was in the first half of these games. He didn't play much in the second half. We didn't see him. He was very good with Kyle Allen throwing to him. And now, of course, when the season starts September 7th at Lambeau, he'll be going up against the Packers' first stringers back there. Packers secondary, if you want to look at any area or part or anything that might be vulnerable with the Packers this year, in any element of the team, in other words, that you might be able to exploit, I think would be the Green Bay secondary. It would not surprise me to see Isaac TeSlaa have a very good first game against the Packers. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Last I looked, they were 1.5 favorite, but that's like saying it's a pick 'em because the home team automatically gets 3 points. So, the day began with the Lions having only 50 men on their roster. Of course, the maximum is 53. There is no minimum. You can have less than that many if you want, but that doesn't make any sense, really. So, a lot of the players that the Lions cut yesterday, including Dan Skipper and Jackson Meeks, were brought back and signed to the practice squad. So, yeah, the Lions did sign Dan Skipper, and 14 other players to their practice squad today, all of whom were with the team in training camp. I texted my colleagues yesterday. I thought for sure that Skipper and Meeks would both be back on the practice squad, and they are, among others, several others. Skipper spent last season as the team's swing tackle. He was a surprise cut yesterday in the initial when the roster was set, but I always felt all along like he would be back. The Lions kept Jamarco Jones as their number 3 tackle ahead of Skipper on the depth chart. Second-year lineman Giovanni Manu as a developmental prospect, and Coyote Awasika and Kingsley Agwakon as backup interior linemen. The Lions still have one opening on that 53-man roster after trading Tim Patrick to Jacksonville, signing ex-Jaguar safety and special teams player Daniel Thomas. Danny Thomas. The Lions have a player now by the name of Danny Thomas. How about that? I wonder if he's from Toledo. You old timers will know what I'm talking about when I say that. And claiming defensive lineman Tyler Lacey and Tyrus Wheat off of waivers. I couldn't tell you much about either one of these guys. For the second straight year, the Lions filled their practice squad with a mix of veterans and young players. They re-signed 6 of the 7 veterans they released yesterday and brought back 9 players that they had waived. So they still have, as I said, one open spot on the practice squad and do not currently have a number 3 quarterback on their practice squad or 53-man roster. That might be what that one spot is left for. Bringing in a third-string quarterback who will spend his time on a practice squad. That's the way. If you're wondering about Zadarius Smith, if he doesn't sign with them within the next 48 hours, I don't think it's going to happen here. I thought for sure a week ago that he was coming here, but at this point, I don't know what the holdup could be. I really don't. I just don't. No. Anyway, let's look at the practice squad, the way it's set up right now. So here we go. You got defensive tackle Miles Adams, wide receiver and former Michigan Wolverine Ronnie Bell, center Tristan Colin, defensive lineman Keith Cooper, safety Eric Hallett, tight end Zach Horton, wide receiver, good old wide receiver Tom Kennedy. You knew he'd be back. Is he in the practice squad, Ring of Honor yet? He should be. Wide receiver Jackson Meeks. Offensive lineman Mason Miller. Offensive lineman Michael Neese. Linebacker Anthony Pittman. Running back Jacob Sailors. Safety Lawrence Strickland. Offensive lineman Dan Skipper. And edge Isaac Ukwu. That I think they still have room for one more player on the practice squad yet. So that's going to do it. Until I talk to you all again now, I'll talk to you all again on Monday, Labor Day. Between now and Labor Day, of course, you'll hear us Saturday morning with Andy and Chad on the Time Out Show, and they're going to. First part of the show, they will be spent recapping what transpired the first weekend of high school football. So give that a listen from 9 to 10 Saturday morning here locally in WCSR 92.1 FM. And I will talk to you all again next Monday, Labor Day. So between now and then, I will bid you a happy, long holiday weekend. Be safe. Be very careful out there. Remember, please treat each other with respect. And again, I can't thank you all enough for watching and listening. Please tell your friends. Just a word of advice, too. If you're thinking of staying up late to either watch or listen to the Tiger game tonight, take my advice, folks. Take my advice. Crawl into bed and forget it. Would you please? Okay. I was foolish enough to do that last night and was such a bad mood. In spite of the fact I was getting into bed late, it was such a bad mood I couldn't fall asleep right away. So it's not good for you. It wouldn't be any good for you mentally to watch or listen to this. What's going on out there? Okay, that's enough of that. So I guess, as I said, until Monday, have a happy, safe, healthy Labor Day holiday long weekend. I'll talk to you all again on Monday. So until then, as I said, thank you so much for watching and listening. And please tell your friends. And like I said, until Monday, have a good rest of your evening and a very good weekend. See you later. Bye-bye. Thank you.